This one in her slides. Welcome, Abir.
Thank you, Hisham. My name is Abir. Following his introduction, we have watched a video concerning the main topic that we're discussing today. That is financing the net zero transition. And what's really interesting is that our panelists here came from different backgrounds, representing white-collar jobs in the financial sector, a climate-related foundation, and a representative from the EU. The main thing that they all agreed on is that in order for us to achieve the net zero transition, we need to raise 3 trillion to 7 trillion USD on annual basis for the next years to come. So in order for us to achieve this transition, we have enablers and we have many blockers. Today, I'm only going to be highlighting the main or the key elements, key blockers and key enablers according to the video that we watched. So, to start off with Biden's new administration and his policies being in favor of this transition, we now have more than 120 countries committed to the change. However, we lack collaboration between the private and public sector. And in order for the private sector to be encouraged to go with the change, we need to set or regulate global standards to enforce that change on the private sector. Another blocker would be the gap in data. So, data gap is one of the main or the biggest blocker that we're facing today if we want to achieve this transition. What does that mean? It means that we lack innovation and we lack tech advancement that allows us to quantify the carbon emission that we have today. So what we're demanding is access to data. And another thing that we're demanding is new tools and innovation allowing us to achieve this transition. Another thing would be that we have actually witnessed a lot of fiscal spending over the past few years. None of them was towards this transition. And all we need is only 30% out of that fiscal spending to go towards the change. This transition is expensive. However, so is the creation of carbon emission. In order for us to utilize the 30% towards the transition, what would support us today is the awareness that we have today, the level of awareness, which is one of the top enablers that we have today. So, with the awareness that we have today, we have witnessed what happened with the pandemic. And also, the concept of ROI has changed over time. So today we look at ROI and we think, or in the past we looked at ROI and we thought financial return on investment. However, today we look at ROI and we say social return on investment. And it's actually the asset manager's responsibility and job to enforce this by maximizing the investment towards the transition and reducing the investment towards the financial economy. One last blocker that I'll be talking about would be the lack of will and desire that some sectors have. So for example, let's say today I have a factory. If the transition were to happen, I have no clear guidance on what's going to happen, on how this is going to impact me. Am I going to incur some losses? Am I going to have to fire people? Am I going to even stay in the business? So what we're demanding here is clarity. We need to understand what's going to happen and